Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX. We have some great setups in the works and let's get right to it. A couple of quick reminders. This week is non-farm payroll week. We know that that's always a big event, so let's keep that in mind. That'll be coming on Friday. And remember, for everybody that watches this video, we will have a live session that all will be welcome to attend on Friday for the live non-farm payroll numbers. We'll be looking to take some trades, do some market analysis, and so on, and that'll be Friday morning. So that should be pretty exciting. Once again, all are welcome to join. Okay, let's get right down to it. Everything is pretty boring today except for gold. Gold has tanked $24 today. That's a big day, a big down day for gold. Everything else has been pretty flat. S&P just right here at zero. Dow just right about 11 points up. We're just a few minutes from the close here, and just really nothing has moved at all. So it's been a pretty lackluster day. We haven't had any major news really so far for the day. We do have the GDP coming up for Australia, and that'll cause a little bit of movement. We did see the interest rate announcement for Australia yesterday, which was a cut. There was a cut in the interest rate, and yet the Australian dollar still ended up going higher. So that was interesting. We'll talk about that when we get to that chart in just a moment. Coming into tomorrow, though, you can see that we've got quite a few things. We have the ADP numbers, particularly for the U.S. That's going to be a bit of a mover. It usually is. We have a little bit of UK news. We have some more ISM news for the U.S. Then we have interest rate announcements for New Zealand. And then we have employment numbers for Australia. So Australia's got some big news this week. U.S. has big news this week. It's just a fairly active week in the news department. So let's get into this euro dollar. If you remember my daily video yesterday, I talked about the fact that I was long against 130.10 yesterday, and so we saw that the euro dollar did make it all the way down to about 130, 45 or so. And remember, we talked about getting stops below 130.10 and getting long, and you can see that it has run fairly nicely. We're starting to get a little bit of double top there, but that was my kind of position of yesterday, as long against 130.10. Now it's run up here. There's so much talk about how bullish December is on the euro dollar, that December is always this up month for the euro dollar, and when it's a down month, it's a really small down month, and so everyone's really gung-ho, I think. I mean, everywhere I look, there's chatter about how bullish December is for the euro dollar. And it looks like it is so far living up to its reputation here. Now, a quick little thing to look at. We've seen a nice little breakout on this weekly chart here. You can see that that we've broken that trend line, and we're starting to kind of make our way beyond it there. But if we look at this on this aspect right here, you can see that we've got this nice double top, which is on the weekly chart, 38% fib from this high to this low, and that's 131.50. So we're kind of right in the middle of a couple of important levels, about 130 and about 131.50. We're sitting here just at 131.00, give or take a couple of pips. So we've got about 50 pips to the upside. We've got a little more than 50 pips to the downside, 70, 80 pips to this 130.10. And we're just kind of in the middle here. And in my opinion, I'm not super anxious to do a whole lot right now. The only one thing that I am borderline interested in is how this keeps topping out right here. We've got weekly resistance 2, which is about 131.15. This could be enough resistance to cause some very short-term retracement back towards our missed daily pivot, which is down here about 130, just about 130.40. So that'll be something just to keep in mind, but really I'm not, I need to see a run up to some major resistance, which again we're only about 50 pips away from. I will take at least a short-term short position off of 131.50, but so far it's just kind of right in the middle of everything. I don't really have anything too much to get into either way, unless we get some retracement back down towards 130.10 or a higher run into this resistance at 131.50. We're just really in middle ground right now, so keep that in mind. But again, just keep in mind 131.15. There could be a little bit of resistance, enough resistance there to get the market turning down just a little bit. Pound dollar, same kind of situation. Yesterday we talked about I'm bullish against 160.50 on the pound dollar, and when I say against, I mean trading with stops just on the other side of this level, and looking for the market to stay above this. And Like the euro dollar, we had some retracements. So there's that 160.50 level down here. We got pretty close to it. It made a nice little run of 45.50 pips. It's just about back to it. It's kind of been up and down and all around there. Couple of things that I'm looking at on this pound dollar is now we have a nice double top here, big double top, nice reversal pin bar right there that created the top part of this, or the middle part of this descending trend line. Some good things right there, and that's about 161.75. So we have a big double top 161.75, and we have big support now at 160.50. And again, we're kind of in the same position as the euro dollar, about 80 pips to the top, and about 40 pips to this support down here, and we're just kind of in the middle. So what I would like to see happen on this pound dollar is once again give us an opportunity to buy against about 161.50, which gives us again about 40-50 pips before we can get long on this pair, or we need to see it run up into that 161.75, which is about 75 or 80 pips from current market price, and start shorting from up there. So we're just kind of in the middle. It's not super exciting just yet on that pair. But we do have a little bit more excitement coming into the yen pairs. The yen pairs have run and run and run and run and run some more. And it looks like these yen pairs are starting to run out of gas a little bit. And it's about time we see a little bit of retracement. I've never seen such a wild and crazy run like we've seen on these yen pairs. But it looks like, so here's the top of our big descending trend line on this weekly chart, and we've made a little bit of a push above it on this euro yen, and it's really stalling out, really having a heck of a time. You can see that right here. This 107.15, 20, 30 area has just really turned out to be strong support, resistance, and lots of consolidation in there, and it looks like it's starting to just turn, and this could be that area of weakness where we get some retracement from this big run up right here. And if we kind of look at a few things here, we see that the euro yen ran up nicely. We have our 23% fib at about 105.90. And if we get an open below that, that takes us into about 104, 50, 60, 70, right in that general area, which is a big target I'm looking for. 104.50 I think is a great target. You can see that right about there. So this could start a little bit of downward movement. Now we have our highs all the way back here, but they're not super crazy far. 107.65, 66. And that's that's a little less than 50 pips away from current market price, which means that this could start to be an interesting level to trade against, this 107.65, 107.70. If we stay below this level, I think we've got a good chance of starting to make a little bit of retracement and some breakouts and so on. Weekly pivot's going to be a pivotal level, surprisingly, to get below, and that's right around 106.80. We start getting below that, and we've got hope of starting to head towards this missed weekly pivot, which is now almost 400 pips away, at about just about 10300. So not that I think we're going to get all the way down there too soon, but I think we can start getting some of that retracement and start heading towards this direction. Once again, targets being 10500, 104.50, that kind of thing. All while trading against this high. I like trading against this high of 107. I'm going to say 107.70 because we want to be about 5 pips above that high. So 107.70, we're less than 50 pips away from that. Some pending orders to short around 107.40, 30.40. Not too far from current market price, 15, 20, 25 pips right around there with stops above this give us a nice, good risk to reward ratio. We can have some 30 to 40 pip stops and some 100 plus pip profit targets. So keep an eye on that. Aussie dollar, just quickly here, the Aussie dollar has run like crazy. Here's our 10500 level, and we had the news. It ran the Aussie dollar up, and it's kind of topping out at this 10500 right now. I would say that we're probably going to get a break of 10500 and head into about 105.50 to 105.70. We've got some big double tops here that should offer some pretty good resistance to slow this pair down and possibly cause some balances, maybe allow it to break higher. I don't know, and I don't really care. I think we've just got a good short-term opportunity above 10500 to get into 10550 and even 10570. But below 10500, look for reversal candles, look for a whole number of things that can possibly turn the pair back down. Okay, and I'm going on long here. Gold has made a big drop. We saw a big movement down on gold, big breakout. You can see that it's all the way back down here. So nice big move on gold. Lots of short selling happening there. And last but not least, just a quick look at the Aussie yen. You can see that 4-hour chart. We've got a nice little trend line. It's been tested, tested, and tested. I like trading. I'm short Aussie yen against 86.25 to 45 area, and you can see that that's not super far from current market price, but it's a little ways up there, 50, 60 plus pips. Short against that, looking for some breaks down in this area. So short Aussie yen against 86.25 to 45 area. So we need stops there. Look for entries a little bit closer to the level, to this level up here, and opportunities to start shorting and bringing the pair down through some of that. So that's what we're looking for. That's where I am, and best of luck. Once again, we'll have a live session for non-farm payroll, and I hope to see you all there. Thanks again for watching the video. Take care, everyone.